Operation status quo. Operation status quo. Prepare to engage. Operation status quo. Ready to engage. Operation status quo. Engaged. Engaged. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. I love you so much, I do. It's so true. I am here for you. Heyo. I always like to do a little singing and such here in the beginning. You know, I come on, I gotta hit the buttons and, you know, get into it. And how you doing out there? Let me give you a round of applause. It's a Monday. Monday. La, 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 la. How I love that day. La, 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 la. Monday. Hey-o. I guess technically I can do that any day, right? I can go Tuesday, ba-da-da. Wednesday. Now, I guess I get a little bit of a problem with Saturday. I go Saturday. It's like 3 syllables. Saturday. See, that wouldn't sound as good. See how we work things out together here on Operation Status Quo, ladies and gentlemen. That's the beauty of what this space is providing to you, the beautiful people of the world. I am Pete Palma. I am your user-friendly host. This, of course, is Operation Status Quo, the place where we observe the status quo of life. We learn to flow with the status quo of life. And most importantly, we create our own flow of quo, because that's the only way to go. So what are you doing out there today to create your own flow of quo as the world continues to put us in woe? So, you know, first of all, today is the 16th of December in the good year 2024, and today's program is entitled, Take Me to Your Leader. Take me to your leader. Yeah, because I find this whole thing going on with the drones pretty interesting. But I'm not going to harp on. You can get out there and look around online for all the different conspiratorial or explanations or whatever they want to say is what's going on with these drones. To me personally, it's just another example of the truth that we try to express here on Operation Status Quo. The basic concept that there, is no such thing as time or space. Everything ultimately is one energy. It's levels, right? It's always levels. It's multidimensional. So I find it interesting that the way things have been going, of course, really, since COVID and the level of dissemination of different ideas and thoughts and truths that have been coming to fruition slowly but surely. And this one's really amazing to me, I have to say, because it's like, when you think about it, it's just funny how it's very interesting how limiting the thought process is of the general population. I don't mean that as an insult towards, people. We're all humanity. And again, all energies exist as one. So and again, everything is levels, right? So, the level of not being able to think on a broader scale is just as important as the ability to have the level to speak to think on a broader scale. So the both of them, kind of work together. You have to have the inability to see, to create a space so that you can see, right? So the drones. So we've heard the conspiracy, but guys, I don't even know why I'm saying the word conspiracy. I'm like, I love conspiracies. Personally, everything's a conspiracy, right? This whole court is out of order. You're out of order. You're out of order. I'm out of order. This whole damn court's out of order. Oh my God! All right, stop. Heyo. So that's my ADD. That's my ADD kicking in. Thank you. I'm off my meds. Actually, before I start quickly, I just want to put a thought out there to one of the viewers of my show, a friend of mine who tunes in from time to time. My buddy Tom. He lost his pet cat yesterday, and of course, I have my little buddy, my cat, so it struck me, and I feel for him, so I wanted to send out good vibes. So if you're out there watching, animal lovers, if you have a cat or don't have a cat, it doesn't matter. Maybe you have a dog or a hamster, whatever you have, or maybe you don't have anything at all, but send love out there. It's always very difficult to lose someone close to you, whether people sometimes poo-poo on pets and think it's no big deal, but if anybody who has a pet knows differently. So it's a tough thing to lose something like that, especially when you care for animals and everything like that. So I don't want to make it depressing. But I do want to send some good wishes out to Tom. He checks in from time to time. So if you're there, Tom, all my best to you, sir. I give you my love, my condolences. I understand. I'm sorry. Heyo. So anyway, let's move on to something that, because you guys know it's crazy. It's craziness here on Operation Status Quo. So these drones. So they're saying, first of all, they're saying that their U.S. equipment that is actually searching for nuclear bombs that are hidden in some of these cities that are ready to go off, and they're trying to detect nuclear material. That's one thing they've been saying. The other thing is whatever Iran, I guess it is, has some mothership out there that's sending these drones all in. And then there was another one I heard that it's like not only is it U.S. equipment, but it's also alien equipment. So, the aliens. And I really do think that's the crux. That's why I called today's show, we come in peace. Rather, that's what the thumbnail says, but take me to your leader. Because I really, again, going back to no time, no space, multidimensional levels of consciousness and such, levels of expression physically and such, it's much deeper than what we've learned. I know it's crazy because if you think about all these generations, and it's one thing I always think nicely about some of the younger generations, because they're not being poisoned. They're coming into the world with all this coming out, right? So they haven't been for years poisoned with the idea of like, we're just randomly, we came from an amoeba, and then an amoeba turned into a lizard, and the lizard turned into a monkey, and then here we are. It's like just some haphazard random thing, and we're spinning millions of miles an hour, shooting through space, and death at any moment. It's just like crazy kind of stuff. I personally believe the aliens have always been here, whatever that means. It doesn't mean like they're the same physical composition as we are. It could be energetic expression. It could be mental expression. It's consciousness. Consciousness is what's alive, not necessarily a physical, meat suit or whatever you want to say that like we have here as humans. And again, we've been lied to about everything because there are nefarious parties out there that do not want humanity to rise in consciousness, because it takes away from the power that they have over humanity. And again, I'm not even saying good or bad, right or wrong. It's all part of the whole thing. That's what we talk about. It's all part of the whole, conglomerate, if you will, of existence itself. So, I think with these drones, whatever they are. Oh, Project Bluebeam. That's the other thing I wanted to say that they talk about, that it's the drones are Project Bluebeam. If you haven't heard of Project Bluebeam, you can go look that up. It's basically like holographic projections. So these drones aren't even actually up in the sky. They're holographic projections from, another source of technology. And people like to scoff at things, laugh at things, and, ha ha ha. Oh, they talk about the aliens. Oh, they talk about Project Bluebeam. Oh, ha, ha, ha. And everything's like, like people are, how stupid to think that. That's what really gets me about the ego side of humanity. Humans think that they're it. They're it. It's like, so, I mean, we're part of it, but we're not the total it. Just like, a cell in your body is part of you, but it's not your total body, right? Even take it down to an organ. You have a liver cell. That's one liver cell is not the whole liver. It's a whole bunch of cells that make up your liver, right? So it's the same thing with what we are in our space, in the or place, whatever you want to say, in the totality of the dimensional, I don't know, in the totality of existence, of oneness, whatever. But long story short, if I could, to make this easy for you guys, it's like the drones really are just, because again, I think I've talked about this multiple times. Everything has to be disseminated slowly to a population. You can't go from living in a cave in the blackness and dark for years and then just walk outside into the brightest sunshine, because you burn your eyes out of your head, right? It would be too much to handle. You'd be like, ah. So, the same thing with technology and the deeper truths that we've not been privileged to, been taught over the course of however many years, hundreds of years. You can't go from, thinking we created a wheelbarrow to, horse and buggy, to a car that you crank, to whatever electric cars that we have now. And you can't just like go from the wheelbarrow to the electric car, right? You have to like kind of go through the stages, and it's the same thing. And I know I mentioned this before too about, the Chinese spy balloon. I mean, if you think about how crazy that story was, like so random, and this balloon just floating across the country. That was step one of getting people to look up at the sky. Everybody's buried in their phones all the time, right? Buried in their devices, buried. Everybody's like this, down, down. But it got people looking up. And, now these drones are popping around. It's making people ask nothing's happening, right? They're just flying all around, but nobody knows what it is. Government can't say what it is. Officials, nobody knows what it is. States now going to the Biden administration asking for resources and money to help find out what this is. Come on. Like, you can't tell me they don't know what this is. We know that whatever it is, they know what it is. I do think it's part of the aliens. Not say aliens like the way that sounds, but, we're... As we evolve, we're part of a larger community. We're not just Earth and human beings. We're part of a larger community of existing beings. So I definitely believe that this is just a step of getting us acclimated to not only that concept, but the technologies that have been hidden from us that are, coming in the future as well. Just like the internet. The internet was around long before it ever came out. I'm sure television was out long before they ever gave it to the population. So just all those type of things. Like if you go back, you can find videos that were recorded, in the 40s and stuff like during World War II, and they're in color. They had all that stuff. So the same thing. Like everybody's doing this is why I talk about so, passionately about this mainstream life and to walk away from it. We're so worried about chasing after the material things, the job titles, the whatever, the accolades from an institution, whatever that may be, a school or a group, or I don't know, just like our focus is all on the wrong stuff. And truthfully, our lives, we don't have to toil that way. I think it's liberating. This stuff happening is liberating. I know for some people it's scary. They're like, oh, shoot them down. What's going on? Blah, blah, blah. And even if aliens did land, imagine how many people would be totally, freaked out over that. It's just like they wouldn't even be able to, comprehend. And to me, I think it'd be really cool. Like, oh, an alien, comes walking down the street. I meet the alien. I talk to the alien. What's it like on your planet? To me, that just like I talk about with the robots, people are afraid of the AI technology and such. I think it would be great. For a good example is like even what I'm doing here on this show. Imagine if I had the right AI that could help with the show. maybe can make the show good. Maybe the robot can do the show for me. So that you don't have to listen to me. Maybe the robot could provide actual information that's useful to the general population that would help people. Hey-o. No. But I'm not against that because I feel like, just say like with videos, I do this video and then I can go back to the AI and say, oh, all right, we're at 13:04 on the video. Okay, I want you to cut here and then put this effect, and then the robot would be like, all right, no problem. And it would be a lot easier than me sitting there, on a program trying to click buttons and do do everything. So I don't know. I just think we've been bamboozled. I don't get as heavy on it as I used to, of like, rah, 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 because again, everything is perfect as it should be. But it's really just amazing to me to see how much is changing so quickly, and the things that are happening and the level of things that are happening, and everything's a distraction from a distraction. I talked about that story, and I think this story is just the craziest story. This with the guy that shot the healthcare guy. What's his name? Luigi? Is it Mangione or something like that? Luigi, whatever his name is, Magione, is it Magione or Magione? Something like that. Luigi. Just his name, just the name. It's like watching a cartoon. And then that guy, he's all acting up, when they try to arrest him. And again, I just think everything is staged, especially something like that. You should see some grainy video of this guy walking, and then somebody comes up behind you. You can't tell who either person is. You have no idea. It's just a picture that they show you of him coming up and holding this gun and shooting this guy from behind, but you really have no idea of who these people really are, but they tell you it was this guy who worked at this company, and they tell you that it was Louis Mangione or whatever the frig his name is, and you don't really know. That's all I'm trying to say. It's like the same thing with the drones and all. Like, they know. Like, I mean, we don't really know, but they know. And then they create the stories to put out. They got all that going on with this guy, the guy who shot this guy, and then now you got drones, you got whatever's going on with the wars. It's just like, and everything's like a distraction from a distraction from a distraction from a distraction, like one distraction to the next, like distraction ping pong or something. It's all like all over the place. So I don't know. That's what I don't know. I'm rambling on and on, but I think that it's really interesting, the drone thing. You don't know what it is. I like when people, I watch some stuff on YouTube and all, and I just love when people come on and they're so demonstrative of this is what it is. It's like, you don't know what the frig it is. Let's be real. Nobody knows what it is. Maybe we'll know, like, 50 years from now, how we look back and how everything, played out and what it really was and how the story, it takes time, for all this it started with COVID. COVID was the start in my mind, of a new way of life. And the focus was on all that in the beginning. And then from there, it went into other facets, that it got deeper into the healthcare system, turned into looking at our food, turned into looking at our education system, turned into our politics and what's really going on with our government, the weaponization of our agencies and such. So, there's just a lot of pieces that go into the whole thing. And, think about where we were as a collective just before COVID happened to where we are today, right? It's just, it's night and day, and everything that's happened in that time. And when you think about it, I guess it'll be 5 years now, right? We're going on to, January, it'll be 5 years. So, I mean, how fast is 5 years gone in a sense? It's really just an amazing thing to observe. That's what we do here on Operation Status Quo. We're observing life. We're trying to figure out what's going on with life, and we try to make our best way through it. Hold on here a second, because I was having a warning from YouTube that I wasn't receiving enough information. So hopefully you guys are seeing me well, or as I always like to say, maybe it's better off for you and the collective if you're not. But I wouldn't be scared of the drones. That's all I'll say. Don't be scared of anything, because it's all nonsense either way. And I think again, going back to the idea of levels, there's always going to be a contrast. There's always going to be parts that are, have negative and parts that have positive. But overall, if you really realize, if you really think of it as life is all one thing, it all comes from one space. So it just is what it is. It doesn't matter our perception. I think overall everything is being done in the best interest of the higher good, because why would the creator, the consciousness, the oneness of everything want to destroy everything that it created, because it is all of this. So it's just, I don't know, that's how I think. And the drones have been an interesting dynamic, and it's heating up, and it's more and more. So let's see what it turns into. Does it turn into a nuclear bomb going off somewhere? Does it turn into aliens landing? What's it turn into? I've seen movies where they have the flying cars and stuff. It's like the Jetsons and all had the flying cars. Again, like all of this it's programming. It's all to get people to look to see things in a different way. Once you see and you realize, stuff can fly around, then they come out like in 10 years from now, they have the technology where, you have your own flying car or whatever. So, but you're like, oh yeah, I remember that when I was a kid, like especially people coming up now. Oh, I remember when I was a kid, those things were flying around, and now we have I don't know, maybe to somebody that's like 80 years old, that's like, you're scared to death, like in Back to the Future, when Michael J. Fox, goes back in time, and the first one, and he crashes into the barn, and they think he's an alien. It's an alien, Paul. They're like shooting the shotgun at him and everything, and it's like, no, it's just a DeLorean. But how would you know, right? That's the same type of thing. We look up at the sky, and people see these objects and think like, oh my God, but you don't know. It's already been around for probably a millennia. We just don't know about it. Just because you don't know about it doesn't mean it's not real. Doesn't mean that it hasn't always been there. You know what I'm trying to say? So don't let the drones get you down. Take me to your leader. Take me to your leader. I'm sure the aliens will be very kind to us. That, or they'll butcher us. So it's one or the other, and we'll figure it out as we go along. So, but anyway, I just think it's funny between all the stuff. It's just such a crazy dynamic to me of observation, because that's all I do. I'm just trying to observe what's going on, not get attached to things too much, and have fun with this whole game of life that we're playing, because that's really what it is. It's just a game. We come, we go, we observe, we enjoy, we have good times, we have bad times, and the good times and bad times, I'll be on your side forevermore. That's what drones are for. Keep flying, keep shining. Your orb is oh so beautiful and bright. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I got off track. That's it. I'm going to let it go here. I'm going to stop. Here comes a drone. No, Pete, that's just a helicopter. No, that's a drone. That's a drone. It's not a drone. It's a damn helicopter. No, I swear. Here's another drone. No, that's an ambulance. It's just an ambulance. No, it's a drone. Here's another. No, that's a chainsaw. That's just a chainsaw. That's not a drone. Here it is. Here's the chainsaw. There it is. Hey, it's a chainsaw, not a drone. It's a jackhammer, not a drone. It's a drone. It's a drone, I'm telling you. Hey-o. All right, well, guys, as I always do, I thank you so much for your time being here with me today on Operation Status Quo. Don't fear the drones. Don't fear the Reaper, Don't fear the drones now. So, I don't know, I'm going to stop singing. Thank you for being here. Just observe and just think about how laughable it is, how insulting it is to us as a humanity that they treat us in this way with just nonsense instead of just coming out and saying what's what and getting crap together. We have free energy. We have it all. Let's just get it together and get things done. Why are we wasting time with playing these stupid games? Just tell people what's what and let's move forward, right? Because you can't make the money if you don't keep people scared. So you got to keep people scared and confused so you can make the money. I love each and every one of you out there individually as well as a group. If you haven't done so already, please take the time to like, subscribe, share, send this out to your friends, your family, those you love, and of course, those you despise as well. Don't forget to check out PetePalma.com. All the musical ongoings happening over there, ladies and gentlemen. And God bless each and every one of you. I love you so much. Until next time, Operation Status Quo, disengaged.
Is a boulevard of 10 short blocks.